Hello, everyone. Dr. Kara of KH Evolution. This week's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about shame and blame and kind of the process of what it feels like sometimes to be highly empathic. As an energy practitioner and someone who has worked with people over the course of nearly 3 decades now with overcoming physical illness and emotional and mental beliefs that really create blocks and hindrances in our lives, there's a few themes that have been really prominent. And with the times that we're in right now, where there's a lot of density or fear or lower vibration frequencies in the forms of emotions that and thoughts that are coming up in our lives. And in some places, it's really wreaking havoc or bringing us to our knees in terms of what we're used to or what we're accustomed to. And I want to assure you that much of what's happening is happening for us and not against us. And we have a tendency as humans experiencing life and the challenges that life brings to kind of think of these really challenging moments as being a victim of the circumstances that are going on around us. And so today I want to invite you to think of whatever challenge you might be experiencing, whatever challenge you might be going through, as an opportunity or a catalyst to create something different in your life, or to move or see or perceive something different in that circumstance that you haven't been perceiving or you haven't thought of before. Most of the challenge that comes in our life is meant to be a catalyst. It's meant to teach us something and to help us to expand into more of the light being that we are, to embody more of that light so that that light then can emanate out into the world and raise other people's vibration as well. And so this brings me back to empathic people and how they perceive challenges, particularly if those empathic people are healers in any way. So remember, even stepping into a role as a mom can be a healing role, right? Because we serve the little people in our life and guide them, and we're often asked to heal wounds or listen to stories that can make us feel really sad. And we want to help and we want to take it all away. So be open-minded, first of all, about about that term healer, because I think in a lot of ways, many of us, if not most of us or all of us, are healers at one point in time in our lives. But for empathic people who are healers, particularly energy healers, emotional support givers, caring for people we love through illness or the dying process. These are just examples. And we, as empathic people, we feel that emotion on such a deep level. So deep, in fact, that sometimes it's very difficult to discern the difference between what you're feeling as being your own feelings and your own emotions, or the feelings and the emotions of the person that you're caring for or that you're near. And this can be tricky for someone who is empathic because all of a sudden they're living through someone else's emotions and they don't realize it. And so that topic actually is for another video soon. But today I want to focus on this idea of when the empathic person themselves is moving through challenge. We have this tendency and this belief to think that We shouldn't be challenged. We should, because we recognize the light within us and we recognize this spiritual aspect of who we are, we feel and hold ourselves to this position that we shouldn't be experiencing these low vibe experiences or these struggles, whether it be a physical struggle or perhaps a mental struggle or an emotional challenge. And we feel really, really low, or we feel really, really uncomfortable, or we feel really, really broken. And we try with oftentimes with desperation to cover that up or to pretend. And what I want to tell you today, and I want you to hopefully really hear, is that those experiences and those times, as uncomfortable as they may be, and as unwelcoming as we may be to them when they show up, they are so necessary and they are so important. And if we can somehow learn to embrace them, especially now with the evolutionary process we're in on our planet, there's so much challenge and fear and overwhelm, and the list goes on, that that's mirroring what's really happening in a lot of us as individuals. So if we can kind of embrace what we're feeling and embrace what's going on, there are huge lessons and gains in that experience and in what is happening. And so, that is by far one of the biggest reasons why empathic people tend to have very difficult, challenging times, at least one dark night of the soul in their lives, one dark experience in their lives. And it can be rocking to the core of who we are. And we often see this particularly in empathic people. And that's the reason, is because there is a lot of lesson, a lot to be gained in that experience. And typically through that experience, we move on to help other people with what we've learned through that experience. And I think that's a very relatable concept if we really contemplate our experiences in life and how already some of those experiences have lent to the support and the love and the uplifting of other people. And empathic people tend to have, again, this healing quality to their personality and to their life mission. And so if empathic, we as empathic people, I'm empathic, we can embrace what's happening to us at all levels. We can really claim the magic and the mystery and the medicine. We as shamans call that that learning through challenge, the medicine, right? Like we then embody that medicine, and it becomes a powerful tool that we can use for the rest of our lives and also share with other people. And then the second thing I want to mention about this before we close this video is just that it's an example when empathic people, or when anyone really finds themselves in the deep pit of darkness and energetically struggling with something very, very difficult. What our experience is showing back to us is just the polarity that exists on Mother Earth. Humanity learns through polarity, and our world is built on polarity. If we think about, we have day and we have night, we have light and we have dark. And when we think about it in terms of our experiences, our emotions, and our thoughts, the more, if you study people and their experiences, and you do research or you read research that has already been done, we find that often the people who have the greatest joys in their life have also experienced the deepest pain. And this is that law of polarity, if you will, in terms of the physics that rule our planet. The level and the extent to which we can embrace light is equal to the level at which we can embrace darkness. And so I hope that you'll keep this in mind if you are, or someone you love is struggling right now, or if in the future you find yourself in a struggling situation. Understand and know that the depths of that darkness is bringing you to the same depth of light. And that awaits you on the other side as you move through this. And I really do, with all of my being, send love and light out to each and every one of you that listens to this video. If you find that it resonates with you, I encourage you and ask you to share it, because we do need more understanding and more light shared throughout the planet, for sure, at these times. And I find that when we can understand something just a little bit about what might be going on with us, particularly when we're struggling, it does give us that thread of hope and that thread of light. So that's the message for today, as we open up this month of May, that I think is going to be very dynamic and very exciting. We've had a lot of light flood into the planet, and so consequently that light floods into each and every being on the planet, from plants to humans to other animals. And then we have the challenge of now embodying that light. And remember, sometimes embodying that light, the process of doing so, means that darker things are going to come up from out of our cells in a physical way, maybe out of our emotional body in the form of powerful, difficult emotions, or sometimes in the form of beliefs that we've been holding on to that we didn't even know were there. So know that I'm here for you. You can find me in the Facebook group called Evolve with Kara. You can find me here. You can please leave messages or comments underneath the video, so that I can respond to you and connect with you. And you can find my website at www.khevolution.com. And you can email me at evolvewithkara@gmail.com. All right. As you can see, I would look forward to the connection with you, and working together to just embody and be hope for a planet that's in a lot of transition right now. Have an amazing week, and be well, and I'll talk with you again very soon.